Hey guys, welcome back to episode 8 of Astroblock, where today we're working our way to Mercury and hopefully Jupiter. So sit back, enjoy the video, and let's see what we can't get done. Well, hello, skeleton. Alright, so we are here on the, I believe it's the moon of Mars, Phobos, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Just pretty much collecting our digital miner. So when we make our way to, I think Mercury is next, we can actually use it. Now, I have noticed that the digital miner, it seems to glitch out a little bit. Sometimes the wrench will work on it, and other times it will not. So let's just gather up our goodies here, and let's head back to Earth. Now that we're back, if you remember last episode, I said that I hope we come across someplace that's kind of rich in iron, because we were running pretty low on it. Well, from that one miner, this is all the iron we got. So we have almost, what, about 14 stacks of iron ore just from that one miner on the moon. So I'm very happy with that. I'm also going to be messing up my button presses. So forgive me. I've been playing a lot of Scrap Mechanic lately, and I'm so used to walking up to stuff and pushing E to interact with it. So I'll walk up and hit E to use my crafting table, which I don't need. All right. So since we are going to be going to Mercury and Jupiter, I did start on getting the stuff ready to make the tier 3 rocket, mainly because of the fact sitting there and staring at a compressor while I make heavy duty tier 1 plates, tier 2 plates, tier 3 plates, it's not very fun. So, obviously the tier 1 plates are easy enough to make. It's, I believe it's compressed steel, 2 compressed steel plates, 2 compressed aluminum plates, and 2 compressed bronze or brass plates. I'm not 100% sure. And then the tier 2 is just the tier 1 mixed with compressed meteoric iron, and then the tier 3 is the compressed dash, which we got from Mars. So I think I have everything I need for the next tier of rocket. So let's just grab, that should be it. And then we need fuel canisters. Doesn't want to show the empty ones here. Now remember, we needed to go through, there we go. Please, thank you. And we should just be able to fill these up here in our refinery. I am going to have to, I did it again. I hit E. We are going to have to go and collect a little bit more oil to run it through, because we're kind of running low on fuel here. I still do have a decent amount in the backpack for the rockets and stuff, but that's for the rockets. That's for the fuel canisters. All right, so tier 3 rocket. Remember, it's not E. All right, so next, remember, we got the tier 3 rocket schematic when we are on Mars. So we should just be able to pop this stuff in here along with the booster. It's not the fuel canisters. What is it? I forget. It's that other little piece that requires the fuel canisters. Tier 3, yeah, the boosters. I'm assuming we're going to need 2 oxygen vents. And now, please and thank you. Thank you and please. All right, let's go craft this rocket. All right, tier 3, we just toss you guys in there. So we got the tier 1 boosters, the heavy rocket fins, the heavy rocket engine, the heavy nose cone, and yet again, okay, take 256 boosters, fins, rocket engine, nose cone, tier 3 plating, chests. I swear, if that wanted the storage unit and not the chest, I probably would have lost my mind there. Okay, so now we have the rocket. And let's see, what is the quest line? Is this the point where it wants us to have tier 2 rocket launch pads? I kind of feel like it might be. Tier 2 rocket launch pads block extra planets needed to launch tier 2 through tier 8 rocket into atmosphere. Funny, because the tier 2 utilized the 9. All right, well, what do we need for this? We need a lot of titanium and ingots. So hopefully we actually have that kind of stuff. If not, it's going to be BRB's times as I start making stuff. All right, so 60. That's exactly the 25 that I needed. You know, because I'm all about not wasting stuff. All right, and what about the fuel loader? I always end up leaving one on pretty much every planet that I've been to, just because of the fact that I don't want to accidentally do something and get stuck there and not be able to get back. But we're gonna need a wafer for that, which is iron, raw silicone, redstone, and compressed iron. And basic wafer. So there is our fuel loader. Jump up here and let's start fueling this baby up. So we're gonna have to take you out, pick you up, not destroy everything in the process, please. And a 5x5 launch pad. And where did that torch go that I lost? You go there. Give me one of these fuel loaders. This should be the same thing. Where is our little wrench doohickey here? There we go. That's there. That's there. Where is our rocket? Hold on. We gotta do the test here. Yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit bigger, and I think every rocket I seem to be shrinking down a little bit more. My back can't take this too much longer. Weird. Okay, so it doesn't want to let me put this on this launch pad. I wonder. Okay, so the tier 3 rocket doesn't seem to work on the tier 2 launch plate, but it does on the basic launch pad. So not really sure what to say about that other than it is what it is. So we'll roll with it. I mean, what else are you going to do, right? All right, so let me grab our trusty dusty batteries over here along with our fuel. How much fuel do I have in here? I still have 20. So toss you in there and you. And just to verify that it's actually loading up here, let's just jump in. Definitely not what I wanted to look at. All right, so fuel tank requires fuel loader. Okay, yeah, so that is working. So we're good to go with that. And I just noticed when it kicked me out, it didn't kick me out into F5 mode. So happy days. All right, so as always, before we take off to another planet, we need to kind of go through our pre-flight checklist here. We have our digital miner, a chest, a chunk loader, and an energy cell. The smart man inside of me is telling me to make an ender chest, but yeah, that sounds like smart people talk, and I'm not going to go for that. All right, we have our wrenches. We have a couple extra batteries just because we need it. We have fuel in our transporter so we can get back. We're hooked up with wireless energy, so we shouldn't have any issues there. It is really just going to be a matter of waiting for this guy here to fill up, which it has. So, can we turn? We can turn the rocket, but we can't turn ourselves inside. Oh well. Let's go to Mercury. Actually, where am I going? Come to think about it, I don't 100% remember if we actually researched Mercury yet, but we're about to find out. If not, I think we can just go to one of the moons. All right, thankfully we actually got Mercury. Now I don't remember us. Did we go to Venus already? I don't feel like we did. Let's see, we have Mars. We went to Phobos. We did not go to the other moon, which we can do a little bit later. I don't remember us ever going to Venus, but since we're supposed to be going to Mercury, I say we head there first. I've always wondered what happens if I don't slow down. Oh, okay, so that happens if you don't slow down. And I believe we just lost our tier 3 rocket and the fuel that was in it. Oh, happy days. It's a good thing I have a transporter to get home. I'm just going to collect all of this rock that I strategically mined up over here. All right, let's can't cry over spilt milk, you know. All right, let's get our miner out and set this guy up over here, along with some power. What? Oh. Apparently radiation is bad on Mercury, so I'm gonna have to look into what exactly it wants from me, because I've already upgraded to this tier 2 spacesuit. Isothermal helmet, maybe. So I need this in order to get to Venus, and apparently I need the tier 3 thermal padding to get to Mercury. So maybe we should look into this. Okay, so where are you? Tier 5. Thermal padding, isothermal padding. So we need compressed desh. I have the isothermal. I already upgraded that. So what do I need for the next tier, the tier 3? Titanium. So let's just grab these guys real quick. And toss them back on. I am surprised though, as an android, I'm still being affected by all that radiation and whatnots. Do we have any anti-rads on us? We have 12. I say we take a few. All right, let's try this again. Where are you? Mercury, check. All right, I'm gonna have to take this off my hand, otherwise it's gonna keep clicking me in. Yeah, look how fast my radiation bar is going up. So I think let's just grab our chest here, toss you on, start you up. Wow, 5,000. That's a lot. And let's go back to Earth and see if there's anything that we can do to get rid of some of that radiation. Because as that stands, we're not going to last very long there. Okay, well, we built another rocket. We went back to Mercury and collected our digital miner. There really wasn't much in there. I think the unique item on Mercury is carbon. But I couldn't really find anything to kind of rectify our radiation issues. So what I ended up doing was just making a bunch of anti-rad. And if going to Venus doesn't solve any of those issues, then we'll just be chugging anti-rad the entire time. But since Venus is actually first in the quest line, I figure would behoove us to actually go there first. So, ooh, it is another type of entry pod. This one doesn't seem to have a speed on it. Still holding shift. I kind of feel like I learned my lesson that time. Was not expecting to cause a massive crater. All right. The ground is incoming. Ooh, this kind of looks like amplified terrain here. All right, am I going to land in a pit of... That would be my luck, to land in a pit of lava. All right. Landing successful. All right, so let's grab our rockets and our fuel. Toss you guys in our backpack here so we don't have to worry about you. Kind of feel like I should turn down the ambient noise just a smidgen there. This planet does not seem very hospitable. All right, so what are we going to get from you when we put you down? Also noticing that like movement seems very sluggish up here. Like, okay, hover mode was just on for some reason. I have noticed that sometimes when I get out of the rocket, my jetpack hover mode is engaged for whatever reason. So wow, so this seems to be fairly rich in resources. So we're getting nether quartz from here. Now, is there going to be a dungeon here? I did go to the moon, and the dungeon locator was kind of showing me that there was possibly a dungeon on Phobos, but after traveling for about 20 minutes, I never actually saw one. That the compass just kept pointing straight north. So I'm just trying to verify here that it's not doing that, but I'm gonna go on a little bit of a walkabout. Oop, hold on. Here. Adding in Venus. All right, I'm gonna go on a walkabout, and if I find something, I will bring you guys back. What do we got here? Volcanic rock. Please and thank you. I don't know if we're supposed to collect this. It kind of seems like volcanic rock might be important, but I'm guessing if I wasn't an android, this rain would be bad. All right, I'll bring you guys back once I find something of interest other than very inhospitable conditions. All right, so this actually wasn't too far as dungeons go in order to get to this guy here. However, because of the terrain on this planet, it actually took a long time because there's a lot of mountains to go up and over. But let's just drop down here, make sure our night vision is turned on, and get through this. All right, I think we're at the end here. Now, I will make mention of one thing. Traveling through this, I'm hearing a lot of mobs on the other side of these walls, so I have a feeling that this planet is fairly rich in caves. I might check that out later, but let's get in here. Let's get this boss fight done, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be pleasant. Oh, I love spiders so much. All right, so I'm not sure if there's supposed to be there's something I'm supposed to be doing when she's up there. It doesn't look like she's taking damage. Little ones are dead. Oh, okay. I just got to kill her younglings and then take her out. So it looks like this is a staged fight here. Not a problem. Once you get to a certain power level, these fights don't really seem to be too difficult. They're interesting, but they're not horribly difficult, and something is glitching out right here. All right, we got our key, and let's see what we get from this. I'm hoping that we get the tier 4 rocket on our first go around, but honestly, I'm not sure if that's going to be here or if that's going to be on Mercury. Venus rover. All right, well, I'm off to find another dungeon. BRB. All right, so on my way to the next dungeon, I came across this, which is something I haven't come across yet. Not really sure if this is some type of rare block, or see, it says crash probe. Do I right click on it? So it gives me, interesting. And if I break it, what did it give me? Radioisotope core. Okay. Dungeon 2 complete. Let's just go here and collect. Now this dungeon was a little bit borked, so I'll show you guys when I leave. Still nothing. So I am trying to think. Radiation. I'm trying to think. Maybe the next tier rocket is going to be on Mercury, and not really sure about that. All right, so we're back at the digital miner here, and I'm just checking out the things that we get here. It looks like we get aluminum, copper, and I think what's important here is the galena. I think it's trying to get us to get lead here, so I'm gonna go back, smelt some of this stuff up. Actually, let me just take as much as I can here. All right. Go back to Earth and get this stuff smelted up, and BRBs. All right, so this is one of those issues where the mod pack is, or I should say the quest line is looking for something specific that the game kind of, how do I want to say, it doesn't really recognize. So Galena ore, if I toss that into my mechanism machines in order to double it, it'll turn it into thermal foundation lead, but the quest actually wants a Galacticraft lead. So that is one of those things that you're going to have to watch out for. Like if something is not completing and you know that you finished it, kind of look really closely at it. Like I had to look here and say, oh, it wanted the Galacticraft lead. I just saw lead and thought lead would be fine here. Okay, so next is we have to go to Mercury, and it wants a Mercury ingot and a carbon ingot. So that again may be one of those things that, yeah, we have to cook up Mercury, we have to cook up a carbon. So since we've actually been to Mercury already, let's see here. Do we have a Mercury ore? We do. We have one, and let's grab us a carbon. Now, I'm not sure what would happen with the carbon if I run that through the mechanism, but we can give it a shot here. So nothing there. What about the smelter? Okay, so that will give me that. Will the Mercury do the same? All right, yes, it will. I can't run it through my ore doubler. Possibly the pulverizer, but not 100% sure on that. So just be aware of that if you guys are running through this mod pack as well. All right, now let me put this stuff on before I somehow toss it back into my system and drive myself insane trying to figure out where I put it. All right, so the next is we need the tier 4 thermal padding, and we need a tier 4 rocket schematic. So yes, this is saying it can be found in treasure chests inside of Mercury dungeons. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking that we're gonna have to do. Let's check this out. Can we make the thermal padding yet? I'm assuming it's probably gonna want carbon plates, but let's see here. Tier 3. Tier 4, it wants thermal cloth and compressed carbon, or just compressed mercury, which is just 2 mercury ingots. Do we actually have enough mercury to get this knocked out? And the answer to that question is yes. Yes, we do. We ended up getting 12. I believe all we should need is 8 plates here. So if we take off our thermal padding again, I swear I'm going to lose this stuff. And we just toss you in there. We should be able to run through all of this thermal. And if we can place it in the correct location, there we go. And we'll toss the remaining of the mercury back inside of there. What does this stuff do anyways? Required for Jupiter, Saturn, and including their moons. Okay. So I don't know if it'll give us any extra help on Mercury, but we are going to keep our fingers crossed in that aspect. So let's head back to Mercury. Actually, before we do that, let's grab a couple of these anti-rads and keep them on the ready here. Because I have a feeling like we are going to need these. All right. Mercury, check, go. All right, guys, I'm off. I'll be back when I find the planet. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's check this out. Is this just a big old stockpile of dash here? Oh, heck yeah, please and thank you. All right, so I found a dungeon not too far from our starting location. It's actually like just right over that ridge right there. But I did find this as well. So yoink to this meteoric iron here. And let's go hit up this dungeon before we die of radiation. Where? There it is. Take a lunar sapphire. Shouldn't be spending this much time doing this, but all right, we're at the boss. Let's down our anti-rad and go kick some. Oh my god, it's a giant slime or magma cube. I wonder if it's gonna have any type of like special move, or if it's just the fact that it's an evil magma cube. Oh, I guess we beat him. Ow. See, that's what makes slime and magma cubes so difficult. Like, their entire being is a hitbox, and if that's touching you in any way, shape, or form, you take damage. So if you've ever wondered why slimes kick your butt, that's why. All right, let's keep our fingers crossed here. We got a Geiger counter to let us know that we're going to die, and that's about it. So I'm off to find another dungeon. And second dungeon is complete. All right, hopefully we get something good here. Oh yeah. All of your XP. All right, tier 4 rocket. All right. You know the routine, guys. And that makes dungeon number 3. I have already actually got to go back to Earth once to get more rad potions. This is getting a bit much here with these. And maybe, yes, tier 4 rocket. It took a while, but we got there. All right, let's go back and see about getting this puppy made up here. So Earth, thank you. Whew. All right. So, actually, first things first, we have to come up here. Make sure we are where we are. Let's see, what is this? Schematic can be found because that's tier 5. NASA emergency. So let's claim this. See, we get all of our research papers. Probably clear our inventory a little bit. Okay, so this is going to take a minute here. So I'm going to start running through all of these research papers here. First one, obviously, we're going to do is Jupiter. We'll start those now, and then we'll come over to our NASA workbench here. And where are you? Add in the tier 4 schematic. See what that's going to look like. So it doesn't look like anything different yet. I know as you get higher on, these kind of fill up a little bit. So what is the tier 4 rocket actually going to want from us? Because that was kind of the purpose of today. So we are going to need a tier 4 nose cone, tier 4 heavy duty plates, which are going to be mercury and carbon, and then the tier 3 plates. All right, well, tell you what, guys, I am going to run through putting all these research papers inside of the telescope over there, and then make up all of the plates and stuff that we're going to need for the rockets. And then I'll bring you guys back, because honestly, it's not fun to sit here and watch me throw 2 items in here, wait for 30 minutes, and have everything get crafted up. Yeah, that's not a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to get that knocked out, and then I will bring you guys back for the building of the rocket and the launch to Jupiter. So BRB, guys. So this should be the last research paper we have to do here. I made a couple more filled fuel canisters, and this should be, yep, our last stack of tier 4 heavy duty plates should be coming out. So we'll just toss this back in there. Now for the rocket, let's see, nose cone, can we make that? Word. We're gonna need, what is that, 10 heavy duty plates, titanium ingots. Hopefully we have some of these. We need 4 of you guys. Tier 2 boosters, orange wool. Do we have orange? We do not. So how, do we have any tulips? We don't. All right, I'm on a flower hunt. Okay, so rule number 1, don't send the colorblind guy out to collect orange flowers, because he'll never find them. However, after some intense brainstorming, I realized that red and yellow make orange. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Orange, 1 and 2. Throw you back in the system. Now give me these tier 2 booster. Oh no, you want diamond plates. Oxygen vents. Please, maybe now. Yes. And we're gonna have to go through this all again because the canister is somewhere in the system. There we go. All right, so we have our nose cone, we have our fins, we have our 2 boosters, and we just need our heavy plates here, which we should need 10 of them. All right, there we go. Come on over to our trusty dusty workbench over here. Where are you? Tier 4 rocket. I dare you. I dare you to put down somewhere in the comments. Hey, why don't you not forget the chests again? Also, didn't make the tier 4 rocket booster here. Tier 4. 3 chests. And honestly, I don't think I've ever actually used the chests, but I refuse to leave. Where did my heavy plates go? All right, guys, first try, right? Tier 4 rocket, first try. That's the first time we actually tried to craft that. All right, let's see about those other tier 2 plates to see if we need those for this. I think those were called pads, right? Yeah, tier 2 rocket launch pads. Need 5 of them. And let's take this over here. Should we try the tier 1s? I'm kind of tempted just to put down the tier 1s and see what happens, but we'll actually go for this. And 5, and that popped up. We have our rocket. Whoa. All right. Yeah, that's slightly bigger than the last one. All right, so where are we right here? We have our tier 2 spacesuit, which I think we should just be able to take off. And then we should have the... Where did I end up putting the chest piece? Tier 2 spacesuit. There we go. So we can toss you guys back on, and we'll toss you in here so we don't lose you again. So quest-wise, what have we gotten done today? We got the tier 3 rocket. Let's see, we get a rare reward for that. We have the tier 2 isothermal helm and padding and all that other good stuff. We went to Venus. We got the tier 3 thermal padding. We did go to Mercury. It wasn't pleasant, but we went there. We managed to get the tier 4. We already completed the tier 2 in the past, but we finally actually get to claim that now. And we have our legendary... Ooh, we got a legendary reward from that. So let's see what we got here. We ended up with an explosive generator, a drone constructor, spawns a player-owned drone. That seems kind of interesting. I think we might play around with that next time to see what happens. A banana pet, a sheep pet, an exchanging gadget. Ooh, reactor glass. Now, if you guys watched my my series with MC Eternal, you know that I built a mechanism reactor in there, and I really enjoyed that reactor. I'm not sure if I'm going to build it in this pack. I kind of want to play around with the matter overdrive reactor, mainly because of the fact that we actually have an anomaly right here. But I'm trying to save up for the android upgrade. Let's come down here. I actually have 40 levels now, so it is possible, maybe. This one, the space-time equalizer. This allows us to work around the anomaly while we're building the reactor and not get sucked into it. So, did I ever build a space-time equalizer in preparation for that? Space-time equalizer. Let's just see here. What did we need? We can make the Heisenberg thingamabobber. All right, and we got that. Now, let's see. Nice. So now, if we go outside and next to our anomaly, I should have showed you what it does first, but I didn't want to die a horrible death. If we come up to this, normally we'd be like sucked into it and spit out and we take some damage, but we can just kind of, you know, come over and sit here. Now, in order for me to use this, I'm obviously going to have to clear all this water out, but you know what? That works much better. All right, so gravitational anomaly. This one has a mass of 9,448. It has a range of 7.76, break range of 3.88, and a break level of 36 or 0.36. Now, what all that means is the mass is, think of this kind of like, you know, like a planet or a black hole, if you will. Not that planets or black holes are in any way, shape, or form the same thing, but you know what I mean. All right, so the mass is how dense it is. And since we are looking at building a reactor on this, the mass is going to directly affect how much energy we produce. So the greater the mass, the more energy we can produce from it. The downside is the greater the mass, the more destructive the anomaly becomes. So right now it has a range of 7.76, which means anything like you just saw the squid there, anything within 7 blocks to this, is going to be affected by the gravitational field. Now, as things start getting closer, once it gets into that 7.76 range, it'll start being drawn towards the center of the anomaly. Once it gets to 3.88 blocks away, that's when this has the breaking power of 0.36. So kind of like a stone pickaxe or something like that. Now, as we feed this, let's see if I can't grab some cobblestone here. So remember, 9, 4, 8. See, it goes up to 4, 9, 50. If I just throw an entire stack in there, I'm increasing the mass by essentially feeding it. And that's how we would make it stronger. So we're going to build a ring around this and then essentially harness the power of this black hole here. Now, we do need to get careful, or be careful, because if we make it too strong and the reactor rings fail on it, if the anomaly is too big, it will start sucking up our base. And that's not going to be a great thing. But I think I'm going to have to call it an episode there, guys. We made pretty good progress. We went to Venus. We made it to Mercury. We have our tier 4 rocket created. So next episode, we can jump straight into Jupiter. And then we are going to look into the matter overdrive reactor to see if that's a possibility for us yet. I'm not 100% sure if it's gated just yet, but we'll find out in the next episode. So as always, if you like the episode, please remember to leave a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. It helps me out greatly. And as always, be awesome, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later.